Hey everyone, it's your girl, Maddie here, aka Beavermosh, and today I am talking to you about Fomóraigh from the Northern Ireland based band Dratna, and it's coming off of Fiat Productions. And on this second full-length record, Dratna continues their brand of enchanting atmospheric black metal with healthy elements of Irish folk musicianship in a way that adds a real mystique to this album. And while that creates a certain beauty to behold, this is still fiercely a black metal record with plenty of aggression to be found. The riffs are present, they are here. It's a record to meditate to. It paints these vivid sonic images to chew on. It definitely has a unique timbre to it, that's for sure. And here Dratna demonstrates just a keen attention to mood. In Detch the Treacherous begins with this windy, enchanting intro with harpsichords and synths and other tools of beauty to bring you into their setting. It's a gorgeous and inspiring way to start the record off with. Various melodic lines weave into each other from differing instruments to get you lost in. It's deeply mesmerizing. The guitars begin to sweep around you over the dense tapestries that we've already arrived at for something incredibly moving and inspiring and jaw-dropping in scope. To say that Dratna understands atmosphere would be severely underselling this to you. Summon the Morrigan, however, is out for revenge. It's a stark contrast, dark fury unleashed with these vengeful blast beats and fiery snarls from the vocalist. It rips right through your headphones. It's a very unnerving cut. The guitars take on more of a thick, jagged, rough approach. It's bleak and sinister. And this album maintains a raw exterior that works in a way that actually makes the more serene passages more haunting. And the more brutal runs, like on this track, more intense and grating. It's actually very interesting and impressive how they pulled that off. Riders of the Shide introduces these more traditional black metal riffs, but the way it's channeled through this dense, noisy wall, it does not come across as your plug-and-play black metal tremolo. No, there is definitely a unique and original texture and tone coming here. But interestingly enough, and somehow this really works, they lead this straight into these jubilant guitar leads and effervescent, wonderfully charming folk instrumentals. I really love it. It still maintains a mystery and a sense of wonder that works with the rest of the painting and the atmosphere that the band is centering this around. Echoes of Mourn begins with this quiet, melancholic acoustic strum through and these whimsical folk elements. It's richly meditative, and the screech vocals possess this pondering tone to them. It has such a sorrow lifting them up. The track altogether takes on more of this quiet, hypnotizing ambient effect, and where it's placed in the track listing, it seems to work very well in sequence. On Fomóraigh Rain, I love the harmonizing, fluttering guitars over these steady, racing drum patterns, and these mysterious melodies also find a way to kind of peek their head from time to time through the cracks on this track. And once again, the folk instruments are rather warm and vivid and haunting, and then the vocalist has an interesting phrasing here. Kind of lets out these swelling bursts and then comes back down. It takes on almost the form of like an exhale. It's really cool. Ships from the Nordland is the longest cut on the record at over 8 minutes. It starts with these kind of gothic, dark, and melodramatic strums and these eerie chants. It's a great way to inject some moodiness into the cut while the drums slowly creep into the mix, building in intensity and viciousness. When the metal guitars do come in, they come in with this fiery gallop brought on with these defiant collective shouts. It feels so battle ready, especially as the way the riffs just chop down at you. And then the title of this track, Ships from the Nordland, is growled with such a fury, and the repetition makes it just that much more harrowing. The closing track, Moitura Conquest, has these stunning flutes and string instruments. I think that's a banjo. It's just a very memorable note to end the record on, just very powerful and uplifting. The melodic touches are supremely triumphant. And oh my. Especially the way this is all paired with the more standard black metal flair. What you hear here could come across very clumsily. It could be put together very poorly on a lesser record. I've heard that done. But Dratna just nails it here. It sounds so massive and victorious and oozing with ghostly beauty. It makes me tear up a bit, honestly. Dratna here on Fomóraigh made a fully majestic record to fawn over. It's spellbinding and it's very dark. It's full of wonder and it's full of fury. And those contrasts are something that make this record so electrifying and exciting and worth your attention. The band Dratna here flexes their ability to nail both the more serene and sparse sections and the more riveting heavy passages. It's very impressive. And when folk black metal is done so right as it is here, hell yes. And hey, those are my thoughts. If you enjoy what I do, consider hitting that like button. It'd mean the world to me if you consider subscribing. I have a Twitter you can follow. Link to that is in the bio of this YouTube channel. Leave a comment. I love engaging with those. And hey, you right there. Keep it metal. My name is Maddie, aka Beaver Mosh, and I'm signing off.